People today, they are funny and make you laugh with some of the things they do and say. But a lot of times they don't make any sense at all. Is this because of systematic conditioning? From what I have watched, the answer is yes. Teaching and learning have been corrupted by design. But it is not the fault of teachers today. The system I'm speaking of started with artwork. Artwork that was designed to have a subtle effect on the way people think. The art of teaching has devolved into a series of repeated subtleties that contain only a sliver of truth and 95% of misinformation that is communicated through a platform designed to achieve a specific outcome, designed by the benefactor or benefactors of that platform. Repetition, repetition, repetition is the key to a successful programmed response that is soon adopted by the people. The natural truth in subject matter soon becomes unrecognizable and unacceptable because of its simplicity, and because it is so different from the information given to them by the teachers they learn to trust. This method has worked so well that you have become part of its very nature and don't have any idea of its effects. The simple truth is that ultimately it is the system of the cube or square shape, and it was designed as a system to have control over the people. Where is the proof of this? It's right there inside the box, right beside everything you think you know, right there next to you, literally and figuratively. And now these system teachers are trying to put your world into a box. Why do I say box? Look at a box. Look at the box's shape. Now look at the world around you. What is the last thing you see before you close your eyes and go to sleep? Consciously or subconsciously, it will be your room, its walls, or the ceiling. And they contain you in a box. But this is far too simple for you to feel the full effects of what I'm saying. To show you what I'm saying, here is something that you can observe for yourself. There is currently a system in place that is influencing people that the earth is flat. This is not a joke, it's real. Teaching going on right now is convincing people that the earth is flat. It's been gaining a lot of momentum lately because of its repetitive nature and design. And because people have been so thoroughly conditioned into accepting misinformation and regurgitating it, the system is working little by little. With all of our conditioning from school, media, etc., people have become the kinds of minions that are the easiest to control. The people that believe the earth is flat have been given the name or title Flat Earthers. These images show what the flat earthers have been convinced to believe about the earth's shape and appearance. The formula continues to be the same: repetition, 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 that contain a sliver of truth with 95% misinformation. Another trick they use is to report something that is true, then connect their flat earth agenda to it. For example, if a person that is perceived to be important makes a speech, let's say like the president or something, and they say something like, they say something about the importance of breaking barriers, the flat earthers will say they were talking about the firmament and how that proves the earth is flat. Then make a video, entitle it with the person's name, and say they made a speech talking about the firmament. I don't presume to have all the answers to the questions that flat earthers might ask, but what I do know is that there are far too many things that don't add up that would be required for you to believe in any image of the flat earth model or any flat earth theory. The community behind the flat earth teachings have had thousands of years worth of studies to prove their case, and it still does not add up. Now, as for any discrepancies that a flat earth believer might come up with, I ask a question. Is it likely that the earth is flat, or is it more likely that the earth is a lot bigger than we have been told? Maybe even the size of the ancient Tiamat. This is at least acceptable over a flat earth. But like I said earlier, ultimately the end game is a system of control, and the platform for that control has to be a square or cube. Now, based on the nature of my studies, I will share what I've learned about the nature of the flat earth theory and the system that drives it. First person in history to get credit for a flat earth type of teaching is Plato. And in his older age, while teaching about the shapes of the four elements, which were called the Platonic solids, he says, "To earth let us assign the cubic form, for earth is the most immovable of the four and the most plastic of all bodies, and that which has the most stable basis must of necessity be of such a nature." That is a quote from Plato according to the book called Timaeus. This is the most important part of what I am revealing to you. This cubic form represents a structured system of teaching and subtle control over your mind. This is a cube and this is a box. The trick is to get you inside of the box. Now, the best way to get you into the box starts with your head. Not by putting your head in the box, but by putting the box in your head first. How does a person put a box into someone's head? Very simple, just like this. It is the image of the box itself. Through the eyes it is delivered into your mind. That is how it gets your attention. Now that it has your attention, it is a subtlety that is used to influence you in ways that you are not aware of. First, your mind sees the box. Then you imagine what's inside of the box. Eventually, through systematic subtlety over 12 years, called school,
the number you have dialed has been changed. The new number is...
Your mind ends up in the box. Today's box shapes are different. And because you already live inside of a box, they only need for you to invest into the shape of the box or cube with your valuable attention, all while attempting to gain more space inside your mind. These box shapes cause you to fall inside them so fast you don't realize that you are in the box. And what are these shape gifts that have the biggest influence on you? They include books, especially one book in particular. For me, it was the Bible. Cell phones, TVs, computers. The number one being the shape of money, including bars of gold and money cards. Anything I may have left out could most likely be bought with money in this society. These types of shapes that were given to you contain the ingredients of everything and anything that you have been conditioned to desire. And they also help create the reasons for the way your mind develops mentally and psychologically. Now that you are firmly seated in the box that has gained entrance into your mind first, you are now conditioned to accept these kinds of shapes and the packaging they come in. Then you start giving away boxes of your own, unknowingly perpetuating the same system of control. These cube shapes show you what success is. through the TV, through your phone, through your computer, through books, through whatever. These cube shapes show you what success looks like. It shows you what happiness looks like. It tells you what beauty is. It convinces you that you are less than you need to be if you don't have the things it says you should have, or know the things it says you should know. When people feel that something is missing in their life, they look for something to fill that void. To feel better about themselves, some people will use any number of things like a fake self-image, sex, drugs, church, knowledge, intimidation, tell lies, etc. And even knowledge that has nothing in it but a comfortable relationship to the shape of the cube. And so now, some people want to be first to jump on the flat earth bandwagon, to try and find what's missing in their life. And the only thing that's missing is the natural order of creation. The creation outside of a weak and fragile-minded man's need for control because of his insecurities. Today the flat earthers believe the earth is flat. Tomorrow they will believe the earth is a cube. After that they would believe the sun is a cube. Finally they would believe the moon is a cube, and so on. Eventually they will be convinced to become like the Borg from the movie Star Trek. This would become necessary because they would be unable to exist or function on their own without being told what to do, because by then they wouldn't trust themselves to believe in what they see. The cube's shape forms the basic structure of every platform that we have been taught from. Therefore, it seems logical that the unnatural progression of a system that teaches its people misinformation and attempts to guide them into the cube form of thinking would eventually believe anything that is told to them by the cube system that they are conditioned to trust. Plato, is he the God that gave them dominion over the earth and everything upon it by putting it in a cube or cube shape? Veritable God of a cube-shaped jail cell. The doorway to truth is inside of you. Look with your mind's eye.